The very famous painting, The Tree of Life, was started in 1905 and finished in 1909. The Tree of Life is an important symbol in nearly every culture. The Tree of Life represents wisdom, protection, strength, and beauty. It reaches high up into the sky and down into the earth and links heaven, earth, and even the underworld with that symbol of the blackbird sitting in its branches. It also shows you all the twists and turns that life will bring with those symbolic twirling branches. It's painted in gold leaf metallic paint and was one of the 3 paintings that made up a mural in a very wealthy family's home back in 1909. Today, this painting can be seen in the Museum of Applied Arts in Vienna, Austria. It was painted by the very famous artist, Gustav Klimt. Gustav Klimt lived a very long time ago. He was born in Baumgarten, Austria, right outside of Vienna. He lived from 1862 until 1918. At a very young age of only 14, Gustav left his normal school to attend the Vienna School of Arts on a full scholarship. He grew up relatively poor, so this was a wonderful opportunity for him to further his career and his passion for the arts. At the Vienna School of Arts, Gustav had very classical training as an artist and created very realistic paintings and portraits of people. Because of his talent, he was paid by very wealthy people to have their portraits done. He was also paid to paint large murals in mansions and theaters. As a young adult, Gustav Klimt met a very special woman named Emily Flog. She was a fashion designer and owned a boutique, and she became his longtime love. They never married, but they remained together for over 25 years. Emily may have been the reason for the change of Gustav Klimt's artistic style. Emily, being a fashion designer, wore a lot of patterns on her dresses. Remember, a pattern is a repeated decorative design. In this portrait of her, you can see how he emphasized the patterns with beautiful gold leaf paint. He often traveled with Emily in the summer and painted landscapes in very colorful, playful style, rather than the classical training he was given. Gustav Klimt's best work as an artist was made in the time period called his golden phase. In these paintings, you can see that he used gold leaf metallic paint. His father had been a gold engraver and taught him as a young child how to work with gold. He was the first artist to use gold leaf in his paintings in this time period. His artwork would light up and glow, and his patterns would reveal the new style and movement of art called Art Nouveau, the French-derived word meaning new art. Look closely at Gustav Klimt's Tree of Life. Look at the patterns, circles, triangles, squares. If you look close, you'll see all the details he added in this beautiful golden painting. The Kiss is the name of this painting and was done in 1908. Look closely again at all the patterns, designs, shapes, lines that you see in his painting. In our artwork today, we're going to be using some of these patterns and creating our own design in the style of Gustav Klimt. For our projects today, you're going to need white paper or any kind of paper you can find for your background, a pair of scissors, glue, and good old-fashioned aluminum foil. Now, very important, please note, if it says heavy-duty aluminum foil anywhere on that box, do not use it. That will give you a paper cut. Also, for my young viewers, my first and second graders especially, there is a razor across the top that helps cut the aluminum foil. Please don't touch that, or ask a parent for assistance in helping you get 1 or 2 pieces. Regular aluminum foil is pretty soft, so all you need are 1 or 2 pieces for your project, and then you can give that back. So I thought the aluminum foil would be a fun way to add some sparkle to our artwork today. Since we all don't have gold leaf at home, this seems to be the easiest. It's nice and soft. Here are some samples that other students have done and I have done. And also with just a basic pattern of organic shapes in the style of Art Nouveau. Remember, we were talking about patterns and the things that he found in his artwork. And here's someone that did a tree of life, which was a sketch done with pencil and black pen and just some circles on the top to create the pattern and those swirls. So I like to start with smaller pieces of aluminum. So if yours is too big, what you can do is just cut it into smaller squares, and that will be easier when you go to cut your shapes out. So just to do a basic pattern, let's say like the leaf pattern that we made look almost like a flower. All you really need to do is draw on one leaf on one of these pieces here. So if I took this and on the edge and I draw one leaf, you can use pencil or pen, whatever you have at home. That's it. You just draw one piece and then you line it up with another piece underneath. And if you cut them out, you'll get 2. Now depending on how many layers you'd like to do at once, depends how thick your aluminum is, but they'll stick together. You unpeel them and there you have 2 of the same exact leaf shape. Remember, Art Nouveau would use very organic shapes, and organic shapes are shapes found in nature. Now, if I want to do more of these, I'm going to take that, I'm going to trace it again, and I'm going to cut out another 2. And what I want you to do is continue cutting out your shapes and your patterns, and you could add as many different patterns if you want. Maybe you want to add a leaf and a circle and you want to make a repetitive design. But I want you to lay all your shapes out and don't glue them until the very end. You're going to create something. So for instance, if I wanted to make a flower, I can just cut and draw out a circle for the inside of the flower. Or if I just wanted to make an interesting design, you're the artist. I want you to come up with what you think is going to be beautiful and in the style of Gustav Klimt. So we're going to stay with organic shapes. We're going to cut lots of different pieces out before we go to glue them. But as you can see, I'm starting to make a flower here. Or you can even make a design and lay it out where you go up and down the paper. And maybe you want to have a circle in between, or you want to get creative and have a triangle in between. I want you to be the artist. Some of you may not want to cut this much and maybe want to do a sketch of the tree of life, and that's okay too. That will be my next, I'll show you how to draw a tree and you can add some leaves. But to just keep cutting out these shapes, I'm going to show you how you can build your picture without gluing it. The glue comes last. Product. I cut out all my leaves shapes. I kept everything the same. They're organic. I added some vines on the sides. I laid out all my shapes first to see which design I liked the best, and the last thing I did was glue it. So there's other options. If you didn't have white paper at home, it looks really nice on black paper as well. Or if you have colored construction paper, or even the back of a magazine, you could use. And here's some other samples that you can see from the aluminum foil. And also, there was one that I had from last year. Someone had done the tree of life. And quick drawing lesson on making a tree. You want to sketch a trunk of a tree and make the swirly branches like Gustav Klimt's tree of life. You start out with a white piece of paper. And I always teach my students, a tree grows deep into the earth and has bigger roots, so the base of the tree is going to be a lot larger than the top of the tree. And as it comes up, and if you make a bump or a mistake, that's okay, because trees aren't perfect. Instead of chopping the tree off here, I always tell my students to draw a capital V in the center. And what that does is it helps you create branches. Like if I created another V here and I brought it up, and another V here and then I brought that up, you're creating branches. Now, because the tree of life had these swirly branches, you don't have to make them so realistic. You can kind of stop there. And I always taught my students for this one, take some circle tracers, and then what you can do is draw the swirls around. And I'll show you what I mean. I went out and found around my house some caps to make some circles. And you can take your aluminum foil again and trace some caps to make a really perfect circle. And then you can glue them down in the spots, and I'll show you how we're going to draw around them to create our tree. Big sparkly pom-poms up in the air, these big round circles that we can now create our swirly lines around, just like Gustav Klimt's Tree of Life. So I'm just going to extend this branch and make a circle around my circle, and I can make another circle if I'd like. You can leave it like that. I can even make another branch coming off the end here and make a swirl there. And the same around here. And that's really all I'm doing, is drawing circles around my circles, and you get the hint that it looks just like Gustav Klimt's Tree of Life. Now, of course, if you have colors and crayons and things at home, you could always use your pencil and just shade it in. Or if you have some crayons, color it, bring some color to it. And that's our lesson for Gustav Klimt's Tree of Life for today. Of Gustav Klimt's Tree of Life. I colored it in with some crayons and just added a little marker on the sides, and also my Art Nouveau styled collage made with aluminum foil. I really hope you enjoyed this video today. I can't wait to see your artwork. Don't forget to send me a picture.